Hello there, good morning. Welcome to the June 5-day blog challenge. I am super excited to have you with me this week, and we are going to go through an awful lot, so please do make sure you have a pen and paper or at least something to make some notes on. So hello there, my name's Kat. I'm the founder of Herding Cats Publishing, and I will be the one that takes you through the journey this week. So I have been a freelance journalist, a magazine editor and a blogger since about 2008. I have written for some national publications as well as helping small businesses set up their blog and then grow it to an extent where it's generating them sales leads and tons of traffic. So today we're going to kick straight off with why you should be blogging in the first place. Now I'm guessing that if you're listening to this, you either got a blog and you're not doing very much with it, or you're not sure that you're going in the right direction. So we're going to walk through it step by step. So first of all, search engine optimization is a key part of blogging. It does drive traffic to your blog, and it helps you get found more in search engines when people are looking for industry-specific products and services. This means you're generating organic traffic and people are getting familiar with your business. Now, 71% of people surveyed through a recent HubSpot survey say that blogs affect their purchasing decision. So your blog introduces you to your target market as a thought leader, it earns people's trust, and it helps to keep you in front of mind in that decision-making process. So you can do that by showing that you're a problem solver, you're building that thought leadership, you're using all those years of experience that you've got behind you, and in doing so, you will be gaining trust. And then finally, driving action. You're going to hear me talk about call to actions a lot this week. At this stage of the game, you're trying to retain your blog readers and engage them further with your brand, your website, and your content. So you want to end blog posts with a call to action. So that could be to attend a free webinar, download an ebook, or some kind of freebie giveaway where they have to sign in and submit to you, at the very least, their email address. But what it also does is introduces your prospects into the buying process, and it qualifies them as potential leads. So how often should you be blogging? Well, frequency is one that comes up time and again. I know from personal experience that if I blog 16 to 20 times per month, which I try to do, I will get twice as much traffic as I do if I just blog between 4 and 6 times per month. So frequency is a big driver. You're giving more content for the search engines to index and to look at. But also think back to the first point. If people are out there looking for information on products and services that you offer, that's going to change quite frequently, that the searches that go through. So if you're putting fresh content out there, like I say, 16 to 20 times per month, you're more likely to get found. Another way of looking at it as well is how many leads do you need, and then work backwards. So if, for example, if you need 5 new leads per month that you can follow up with, how many new visits to your blog do you need to turn that into potential customers? And then finally, use an editorial calendar. It helps you stay focused and on track, and it helps you look at the variety of posts that you're creating. Some of them can be short and concise, others may need to be meatier and more comprehensive. But as we'll talk about later on in the week, it's about being diverse with your content as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the written word. Okay, so let's have a look now at the anatomy of a perfect blog post. So this is just, in my opinion, this is what I found works for me. So at the top, you can see we've got a headline. The goal of this is to grab attention and get people to feel compelled to read your blog. You want to pull them in. This is their hook. This is where you're going to pull them in and they're going to read the rest of it. Next, you've got your opening, which is a summary of the problem. So what is it that you're going to help people with? What are you going to answer? What problem are you going to help them solve? I would say as well, put an image in the right-hand side or a half-width image. It generates a shorter line length and it encourages readers to pull in and read on to the next section. Then you've got a subheading. So this is where you're making your first promise to the reader. You're giving them a benefit for reading the rest of the blog. So for example, I could say, I promise that by the time you've read the rest of this post, you'll know how to create the perfect blog post. So that's my first promise that I'm making. And then content. So how can you help solve their problem? So here you're aiming to trigger an emotion in your reader. When people get emotional, they pay attention and they're more likely to take action after being put into that emotional state. So start sentences with, how would you feel if? Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't you feel great tomorrow if? And you're summarizing that problem again and you're telling them how you're going to solve it. Next, you've got your call to action. So this is what I would call a soft call to action. So you could use something like a click to tweet quote here. People do tend to quote authorities, and making it easier to quote you as an authority is a no-brainer. It also spreads your reach on social media. More reach equals more traffic. Click to tweet is available as a plugin or as a piece of code. If you Google click to tweet, it gives you various options depending on what platform you're using. So then down here, we've got subheading 2. So this is the second promise. Promise them here exactly what they're going to learn, the step-by-step process of what you're going to take them through. And then the bottom one, content or conclusion. So this is where you summarize. You've taken them this far on the journey. Here's where you deliver the how-to. So remember, keep it simple, practical, unique, but more importantly, make sure it's useful. And then finally at the bottom, you've got your main call to action. So this is where you want them to do something. So it could be buy now, it could be to subscribe to your newsletter or sign up for a webinar. But this is where it goes at the bottom here. Also in here where we see the subheadings, I've also put H tags. So H tags are something that are indexed by Google because it kind of stands out. So if you've got a tool like Yoast SEO on a WordPress blog, you can add the H tags in as you're writing the copy. And like I say, it just helps you get indexed by Google a lot quicker. So I do hope you've enjoyed our first day together. Feel free to connect with me on any of the social media sites that you see there. If you have any questions at all, just email me, hello@herdingcatspublishing.co.uk. And tomorrow we shall be looking at cornerstone and evergreen content. Now, as part of this challenge, I'm also offering to do a free review of your existing blog. So if you want to email me with the URL of your blog, it's just hello@herdingcatspublishing.co.uk, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with a review. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you.